Hey, welcome back. We have this in just now from BilletSPIN EDC. And I was really excited to see that Rich Stadler over there started to offer a G2 nose cone. And one of the cool things about the BilletSPIN lineup and pens is that they make them very modular. They offer a lot of extra parts. I feel like they're one of the most flexible, or I don't know what the right term is, but capable maybe machinists out there in terms of being able to kind of give you exactly what you'd want them to. And they had brought out a nose cone extension, or whatever you want to call it. Look at that, it came with a spring too, to enable their CamPen, which is one of my favorites, probably a top 5 or 7 pen for me, depending on the day. You might get different answers from me. To take a G2 refill, and look, the pen community loves its refills, right? So let's get into it and see what we think. You know, at a quick first glance, it's the same great machining that we expect from BilletSPIN. You can see the CamPen normally has a Parker refill. Now, some might argue that this design is not the most efficient. It's not something I really care too much about myself, a little bit. I'm not like a big pocket pen guy, so I don't carry a pen in my pocket often. If I do, I'm going super small, like a Oz Little John or something. But let's throw this proper refill in here and switch it over to a G2. You can see a G2 is quite a bit of a longer refill if you're not super familiar with the stuff. And see what we think, see how it works. We got a different, you can technically probably use this. Let me see. I guess it would be a little tight. We'll use the proper spring as provided by BilletSPIN here. Must be some reason that they felt like this was a good idea. And it doesn't look directional or anything, so we should be okay either way there. And let's put on our new tip and see what we think. Interesting. It really does give the pen a different feel. It's already a pretty heavy pen. It definitely steps it up in size there to a slightly larger pen. That feels fairly different from what it feels like with the regular refill. It's not like much heavier necessarily, a little bit because of the tip, but yeah, it just gives it a slightly different weighting feel to it. And I have another one here to just kind of compare side by side. This one does not have the same milling, but we can use this as like a comparable. So it's not going to be an exact weight match because you've got milling here and stuff that takes out a certain amount of weight. Don't love this like I would like if that was sort of honed down like a regular grip ring, so that there was sort of continuity. It's not the worst thing ever. I don't love that. And lo and behold, works like a charm. Maybe not cycling quite as smooth, but it's right in there. So let's see. Now this guy's actually weighing a little more because it doesn't have the milling out of it. 1.395. Also, if you're not familiar, the Parker refill is way more. So even though this tip might weigh a little bit more, I bet we're actually at a pretty similar overall weight. So 0.195 for this tip. 0.115. It's a pretty big difference. It's almost twice the weight. I mean, 30%, 40% more weight. But check out your refill weight difference here. 0.95, 0.095 rather, versus 1.135. So it is, that weighs about 40% more. So we got a little, I don't know if we can get a weight on the spring here. Maybe if I change, what am I doing? 0 that, and then that is not what I'm looking for. Unit, hello. See if I can get into grams. Maybe we can detect. No, I can't detect spring rate. Spring weight. Okay. from a grams perspective, you might get a little more granularity there, 3.1 grams versus 4.2 grams. And similarly, 5.9 grams versus 3.5 grams. So yeah, interesting. Cool to see, seems to work well. It makes it very modular. I do think I just kind of like this pen with this size a little more, to be honest. But there are some advantages there. Let's actually put it back in there. One of the things about the CamPen is this is pretty far down. So if you have a big hand, this might be a nice upgrade for you, because then that takes that potential of the screw there running into your hand. It kind of moves it up and out of your hand, whereas if you have a really big hand, when deployed here, there's the potential that this guy kind of rests on your hand or whatever. I have like an XL, just sort of a standard size hand, I guess. But this does make that feel quite different. I'm still just a little torn on what I'm feeling here. I think it makes, somehow, how is that possible that it's more top heavy now? This feels better, like balanced by center. This, if I go kind of right in the center, seems to get top heavy. And I'm trying to think, I guess because the refill, but you would think, yeah, anyways, it feels like the balance gets thrown off a little bit, but maybe I'm just being a little silly there. So there's your difference in pen length. Just to kind of see those side by side. It does add quite a bit of length to the pen. Now, granted, again, these are slightly different models, but pretty much going to be the same there, I think, on the size and everything. Now, it should be exactly the same now I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, that's all for now. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.